Ambulance emergency.
Well, I've got a young fella at the moment at soccer training. He collapsed on the ground now. He's semi-unconscious, not responding.
I just saw him kind of on the floor trying to grasp for air.
I came back a few seconds later and someone yelled, "He's got no pulse."
I was wailing. I just kept going, I cannot lose him. Like, I cannot lose him.
We were just having a committee meeting that night at the field. And then I got a call from my little brother that said that he had a kid collapse on the field. He was worried, asked me to come down.
Just sitting in my car waiting for the boys to finish, I got a phone call. And it was just Rose saying, "Xavier's collapsed with asthma. Can you go and see if he's all right?" So ran out on the field and it's when it got a bit crazy.
We thought it was an asthma attack. As time went on, we realised that something else was happening to him.
I picked him up and ran off the field up to the basketball courts clubhouse. I needed to get my car, so I just passed him off to two other people and said, "I'll be back in a second."
I felt his body go kind of limp, so I put him on the ground and then started CPR.
Everyone started running and called 000.
How old is he? 12.
Is he still breathing?
No, can't confirm that he's breathing at the moment.
All right, if there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
I got there pretty quickly, and at that point he was gone, laying on the floor, and Jared was doing CPR.
I couldn't see any breathing. I couldn't see any movement in his chest.
Temperature's hard and fast at least twice per second and 5 centimetres deep, okay? We've got multiple ambulances on their way.
It's a sort of call that paramedics don't want to hear. A young child who's in cardiac arrest with CPR being performed. Well, many of our paramedics are actually parents of young children. It's a difficult role to play, one where we have to suppress our own emotions as we're making our way towards the job.
Is his parents nearby?
Yes, his mum is nearby.
Okay.
We're just trying to calm her down.
Yeah, of course. He's explained. You guys are giving him the best chance.
I removed his shirt and got him ready for the defibs.
The first shock goes off and there's no pulse. And you wait for the next shock, still nothing. And I, at that point, was just praying to everybody and everything to just please bring my boy back. It's not your time.
At one point, I didn't think that I could bring him back or didn't think that he would come back.
About 300 metres away, Nick Bichel was stocking up on snacks at the local supermarket.
I just grabbed a few things in the basket and this alarm started going off. Then I suddenly realised it was my phone.
Nick is one of 9,000 New South Wales volunteers who've signed up to the life-saving Good Sam mobile app. Qualified first aiders get an alert when someone nearby goes into cardiac arrest. If they're willing and able, the volunteer provides CPR until the paramedics arrive.
Because those first few minutes, if they're closest to that patient, will make the difference.
Started running out of the shops across the road and then straight over here to the soccer club. It was quite a confronting scene. There was a boy laying on the ground, lifeless.
He was next to me at one point, and I remember him turning around saying, "If I need a break, he's there."
I just dropped down to my knees and just got straight into it. The things run through your head like, do I push too hard? Am I pushing too soft? Is what I'm doing helping? But, at that stage, anything's better than nothing.
I remember Xavier just getting pushed flat. They were really going for it. I don't remember the face. If that person walked in the door right now, I wouldn't know him. It's sort of an unsung Superman story. Fly in, do your deed, and then go away.
I'm no hero or anything like that. I just wanted to do what I'd hope anyone would do for any family member of mine.
Xavier's heart stopped beating for up to 20 minutes.
3 shocks of defibrillator. He managed to come back. However, at that point, his lungs had filled with so much blood that he was then drowning in his blood.
Even though he did have his heartbeat back, he was still quite unstable, so we had to act quickly to try to stabilise him.
Feeling him go limp in my arms was the scariest part, and then his mum's face, watching how worried and scared she was, definitely upset me.
I was trying my best just to try to comfort her and console her while driving to hospital, but we don't know what the outcome would be. We don't know what his chances of survival are.
Only 12% of Aussies who go into cardiac arrest outside of hospital and receive resuscitation survive.
Because it felt like the longest drive of my life. From there, he was in resus. ICU for a week and then in a coma. At first, they didn't think he'd last 24 hours. He did. Then they were waiting for the brain swelling to go down to see what the damage would be.
The main risk is brain damage, or damage to the heart muscle itself. And it's a testament to the people who gave him that initial CPR that they managed to provide good blood flow to his brain and his kidneys and his heart, that he didn't sustain any injury to those organs.
I was really confused when I woke up. I had no idea what was happening. I just saw a bunch of tubes and stuff in me.
We figured out that both of his coronary arteries were abnormal. No one ever knew because he'd never had any problems before. We decided to do a coronary bypass surgery.
They said to us that means we need to stop his heart again and his lungs. So as a mum, I was a mess because I thought, I've just got him back.
This was the best chance for him to have a normal life and go back to playing sport.
But he came out and he came through it. His survival was definitely a miracle.
Extremely lucky. Like 9 out of 10 children or even adults would have died that day.
What was amazing was that everybody just banded together, and it was because of how quickly they acted that he's able to tell his story, and he's walking around almost pretty perfect.
I definitely use it to get out of stuff like chores and schoolwork. And yeah, I just say, I woke up for your mum.
Xavier and his family have yet to meet the mysterious Good Samaritan.
I think he deserves a thank you, at the very least, to say you helped save his life. You dropped everything and you ran, and you didn't need to.
And 6 months on, they're finally meeting the ordinary bloke who didn't hesitate to save a stranger.
I'm Nick. Tom. Xavier. Hello. Miss Rose.
I'm Rose.
So happy to see you here, and, you know, look like you're doing really well.
There's nothing we can ever do to thank you, I think.
No, well, you don't need to thank me. Like,
I do.
You know, I
Definitely do. He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Acutely aware of how fortunate he was, Xavier and his mum are now on a mission to help others.
DFibs are an amazing thing. I think they need to be at every sporting ground, but coaches and managers are also trained in first aid. The least we can do as associations and clubs is to provide the training for them if they are ever in this situation.
But for today, it's all about celebrating the team of extraordinary first responders who brought a boy back from the brink.
I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you in the part and role that you had in Xavier's journey.
People that react in the moment, the bystanders, that really make the most difference.
There is no amount of gratitude that we could ever pay to anyone who was part of his journey, because if it wasn't for absolutely everybody there on that night, he wouldn't be here.